Yeah, good. I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. So I know for each one here, they have opened the door and walked in here, knowing that this is a peaceful, safe place to know their truth and to hear our version of the truth, Science of Mind version of the truth. And I know for each one here that they are open to receive all of the wonderful gifts that have been put forth for us today, as we do every year at this time. So I know for each one here that they receive exactly what it is that they need. So I invite you to join me in singing, I am opening, my heart is ready to receive. I am opening, my heart is ready to receive.
Good morning.
Good morning.
That was perky. We are a loving, healing, inclusive community that teaches and practices the principles of the spirit, science of mind for the health and well-being and spiritual growth of ourselves and the world. And that sounds a little lofty, but it's true. Because where there is one in spirit, that light goes outward. So what we are, you are. What you are, they are. That's the truth. Our vision is transforming lives through spiritual illumination. How do we do that? Well, we have our Sunday service. We have classes. We have opportunities to be together and learn and grow. And there are a lot of practices, and we're going to practice one of those today. The law of giving and receiving, the law of circulation. So if you haven't, when you came in today, make sure you do this. There's a little box over there with numbers 1 through 24. It's actually an advent calendar that used to have tea in it. But today it has names in it. So I want you to write your name and your initial of your last name in case we have duplicates. I don't think we do. And put it in the box 1 through 16. If there's already a piece of paper in there, you don't need to put one in there. That'll be for later. One announcement, every Wednesday at noon, John and I lead a peace meditation because, again, what we are, the world is. So when we have inner peace and when we see the world as peace, that is what we manifest. So I invite you to join it. It's lovely. It takes no more than 10 minutes. Every Wednesday, it's coffee break. Every Wednesday on Zoom. It's delightful. Next week, we have beloved Reverend Frankie coming to speak. She retired from Morristown, and she is blessing us with a talk next week. And the week after that, Reverend Karen will be here. That's a gift. And the week after that, we have Reverend Michelle. Wow. And then after that, we have beloved Regina. And then after that, we have Jon Heron. I know. Did you remember? So, just to recap, make sure your name gets in that box today. And hope to see you at noon on Wednesdays for that 10-minute peace meditation.
this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. When all fear and worry fall away from me, I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love will set us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when I feel I've lost my way, then I go inside and quiet my mind. I can hear the Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love will set us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love will set us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love will set us free. There is only love. There is only love.
Thank you, Reverend Rich. The song is perfect for today. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
You all look so beautiful.
Yes, it is.
I'm Deejah, and today I'd like you guys to get relaxed, and I'm going to read Louise Hay's Love Prayer, famous. And I'd just like to mention that Louise Hay is connected to the science of mind. As a matter of fact, she said in her book, she used to go to classes with Dr. Grayson in the same place where Reverend Karen and I studied. So I'd like to think maybe I sat in her seat, and that the vast goodness that she created is also available to each of us. Case publishing and all of that good stuff. So let's take a deep breath. Exhale. If you like, you can close your eyes. And if you're driving, do not. Center yourself, ground yourself. Allow the chair to support you completely. Deep at the center of my being, there is an infinite well of love. I now allow this love to flow to the surface. It fills my heart, my body, my mind, my consciousness, my very being, and it radiates out from me in all directions, and it returns to me multiplied. The more love I use and give, the more I have to give. The supply is endless. The use of love makes me feel good. It is an expression of my inner joy. I love myself, therefore, I take loving care of my body. I lovingly feed it nourishing foods and beverages. I lovingly groom it and dress it, and my body lovingly responds to me with vibrant health and energy. I love myself, therefore, I provide for myself a comfortable home, one that fills all my needs and is a pleasure to be in. I fill the rooms with a vibration of love so that all who enter, myself included, will feel this love and be nourished by it. I love myself, therefore, I work at a job that I truly enjoy doing, one that uses my creative talents and abilities, working with people that I love and that love me, and earning a very good income. I love myself, therefore, I behave and think in a loving way to all people, for I know that that which I give out returns to me multiplied. I only attract loving people in my world, for they are a mirror of what I am. I love myself, therefore, I forgive and totally release the past and all past experiences. I am free. I love myself, therefore, I live totally in the now, experiencing each moment as good, and knowing that my future is bright and joyous and secure. For I am a beloved child of the universe, and the universe lovingly takes care of me, now and forevermore. I'd like to say a few affirmations based on Louise's loving prayer. I'd like you all, I'll say it in first person. And I'd like you to internally agree with me if you believe this to be true of yourself. I am safe in this moment, and I choose to love myself fully.
I am safe in this moment, and I choose to love myself fully.
I open my heart to myself with kindness and compassion.
I open my heart to myself with kindness and compassion.
I forgive myself for the past and release myself into peace. I forgive myself for the past and release myself into peace. I approve and love who I am becoming.
I approve and love who I am becoming.
Love flows freely through me and returns to me multiplied.
Love flows freely through me and returns to me multiplied.
I am willing to see myself with loving eyes.
I am willing to see myself with loving eyes.
I trust life, and life supports me with love.
I trust life, and life supports me with love.
I am at home within myself.
I am at home within myself.
Every cell in my body responds to love and gratitude.
Every cell in my body responds to love and gratitude.
And now, staying in this peaceful state of loving consciousness, I speak this word for each one listening. There is one life, that life is God, that life is perfect, that life is each one's life now. There is one infinite and vast love. There is one infinite peace, and one infinite joy. I know that each one here is one with God, and therefore one with their highest and greatest good. I know that this all good of God is outpicturing in each one's life as exactly what each one needs this new year, today, and always. Because each one is connected, one with God, and therefore can call on any quality of God to embody at any moment in their life. And so I know that each one is the infinite love of the infinite Spirit. This love cannot be measured, and it all begins with perfect and divine self-love. I know that each one is one with the joy of God because each one gets to choose. And if you get to choose, then why wouldn't you choose joy? Each one is the perfect health of God. Each one is the creativity of the infinite Spirit. And each one is calling in the divine qualities of the infinite Spirit that they want to embody for the year, for the moment, for life. It's easy, it's a joy, and I am so grateful to know this truth for each one. I release this word into God's loving law, and I know the Lord knows how to make it so. Hallelujah, and so it is.
And so it is. Hallelujah.
There's a silence in the morning when the stars still linger low. I sit there with my longing for a truth I've yet to know. Not a whisper, not a thunder, but a stillness drawing near, where the heart begins to wander, the soul begins to clear. I'm diving deep, where the current runs slow, where the dreamer meets the doer, and the river starts to flow. In the chamber of my heart, where the seeds of wonder grow, I'm diving into the all I've come to know. So I'll rise with my devotion to the work and to the flame. Let the winds of pure emotion carve a truth I will not name, for the flow is ever guiding, like a river knows the sea, and the art is in the finding of the love that flows free. I'm diving deep, where the voices are all still, where the quiet paints a vision, and the pulse begins to will. In the garden of the mind, love is shaping every hill. I'm diving deep, and the world begins to fill. It's not a gift that's given, it's a song that's always sung, a melody eternal in the air and on the tongue. Creation is a prayer, not for pleading but for praise. It's the fire in the artist and the dawn in all our days. I'm diving deep in the wellspring inside, where the silence turns to color and the soul forgets to hide. In the stillness of the source, I no longer need to try. I'm diving deep in the heart that paints the sky. I'm diving deep in the heart that paints the sky. Okay, here's John.
It's John.
John.
How about that for a welcome? How are you?
Great.
everybody?
Great.
I get you know, when I get to stand up here, I was just thinking, I know what it's like sitting out there and looking at somebody giving a speech. These expectant faces, the energy that's present is everyone came here this morning, I suppose, to take a step and spend some time in peace, in love, whatever those words mean, right? We could be someplace drinking coffee and having a bagel with a spear, but we chose to be here. And those who are regulars here know that I talk about this a lot. It's something I think about. Why do we do this? Why do we put out these tables and chairs? Why do we go to a place on Sunday morning or whenever it is that we do it? And so I want to talk a little bit about that. I want to set a timer so I have some idea. We have a really nice little program that Susan arranged for us today. And so I'm going to try to keep the talk short so that we have more time for that. And Susan calls this wonderful little ritual that she does the giving tree. And so I thought, let's talk about giving. We live in a world right now where sometimes whatever side of the political spectrum you may be on and whatever, it's difficult to feel giving. Sometimes we just want to go away, right? And it doesn't matter which side we're on, both sides feel that way. It's very much a part of the atmosphere that we live in right now. It's the beginning of the year. I wanted to go back and look at something that we did last year. And that is last March, a group of us took a workshop together to talk about why are we doing this? Why are we studying this teaching called the Science of Mind? It was a weekend workshop called Co-Creation. And what we came out of it with is an interesting setup for the workshop. We were asked certain questions to come up with certain things. What is our vision? What is our purpose? Those things that are often done in a business environment. But from a spiritual point of view, what's our purpose? Why do we do this? And we didn't move on until to the next step until everybody in the room agreed on every word of it. You can imagine that was challenging, right? No, I want them to choose my words. But we did it. And this is what we came up with. Our vision is transforming lives through spiritual illumination. Nice words, right? Very nice words, actually. And I bet if I asked each person in the room, you'd be able to say what you think that meant. But the fact is that each one of us probably has a different definition in our heads. When I say transformation, what do we mean by transformation? Transforming from what into what? And isn't that why when we come in a group like this where the focus is what we call spiritual, what do we mean by transformation? What are we transforming into? And the same thing in that workshop, we came up with the purpose. Our purpose is love. Another one of those words. We all say it, right? I bet you everyone thinks they know what love means. The fact is, again, if I ask, we'd probably come up with a totally different definition, especially in a spiritual framework, right? So I want to talk about those things. What do we mean by love? And what do we mean by transformation? So, it's very interesting because in our culture, we have this one word, love, right? I can say, I love dark chocolate, right? As a matter of fact, at home, dark chocolate is my treat because my husband won't eat dark chocolate. It's the only thing I can bring into the house that he won't eat. So I bring dark chocolate. Okay, when I say love in this spiritual environment, is that the kind of love that I mean? In Greek, there are 6 words for love. That which we have only 1 word for. They recognize that we mean different things when we say that word. Let's see, I wrote it down. There's xenia, which is hospitality. And excuse me if I'm pronouncing it wrongly. Xenia, hospitality. Your love, your sacred duty to strangers. Philogia, which is self-love. Storge, which is family love. Philia, which is friendship. Love for friends, right? Eros, which is passionate love. And agape, which is selfless, non-possessive giving, unconditional giving. And to me, that's the love that we come here to learn, to practice, to go deep inside. One thing that is true in our teaching is, I wouldn't say that we believe it. I would say I know that each one of us has within the depths of our hearts, even what does that mean in the depths of our hearts, has within our depths, that love lives. It's a living thing within us. And each one of us experiences exactly as much of that as we allow ourselves to experience. Right? So our practice, the science of mind, is Ernest Holmes, who was the founder of it, his thing was, yeah, we can't just talk about it. If it's true, then we need to experience it, and we need to express it. And if we think the condition of our world right now, as I was saying, the separation that we experience, if everyone committed themselves to finding that place inside of themselves and expressing it, and as we say, it's totally different for each one of us. If we all committed to living from that place, as well as we can, right? It's not like, oh, I'm going to do this and then suddenly tomorrow I'm this loving being. We know that's not true. But if we all committed to growing in that direction and communicating with each other from that recognition that the same truth and love that lives inside of me lives inside of you, lives inside of you, and is sort of, and that our individuality is sacred. We each have a way of expressing it, and that is sacred. And supporting that in each other is a really important thing. And I would say that one of the things I learned from this workshop that we talk about is the sacredness of that, the speciality of how important it is for each one of us to be exactly who we are, not somebody else, right? So the vision that we came up with in this workshop was, we are here for transforming lives through spiritual illumination, and our purpose is love. Okay, so I started thinking about what is it that we teach as far as practices in how to surface more of that, how to experience more of that in our daily lives. Because if you just come here on Sunday morning and, for an hour we think about love, and then you go out and you do your thing and you don't even think about any of that, I suppose it's better than not doing anything. But it's not going to change the world. It's not going to change our world. It's not going to change the world around us and the greater world. The whole purpose of coming into a spiritual environment, as far as I believe, is we become the presence of love when we discover it within ourselves. And wherever we go, we carry that, we bring that with us in our very individual ways. It's funny, yesterday I was sitting and thinking about this. So what's the example in the world at large? Not thinking necessarily of science of mind and our way of looking at things. What occurred to me is when we're thinking about giving, okay, we have this thing called the golden rule. Do unto others as others would do unto you. Very simple, we all know it, we all grew up and heard it and all that kind of stuff. I think that is the only statement that you can find in every religion. If you go and look in every religion or spiritual path, there's a version of the golden rule. And I ask myself, why? Is it just like a moral thing? It's a good thing to be nice to other people? Is that what we're talking about? That's not, it's a wonderful thing to be nice to other people, but that's not what we teach here. We teach that there's a deeper place from which that comes, which is why every religion has a version of it. And that is the ultimate giving. Can you imagine if you transformed your life with the light that is inside of you into a place where you really communicated with other people in the same way you wish they would communicate with you? Just looking at what you find in the newspaper this morning or any morning over however many years, think how different that would be if there was a cultural commitment to doing that, to everyone figuring out how to do it for themselves. So I copied down, I asked AI to give me as many different versions of the golden rule as it could find in different things. And of course, AI threw out a whole bunch of things. AI has uses. It's pretty good on some things. You gotta watch out because it lies. I started asking it some questions. It started complimenting me on the questions I was asking. John, that's such a good question. Really, I went, yeah, just give me the information. Anyway, so the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. In Islam, none of you truly believes until he loves for his brother what he loves for himself. In Hinduism, do not do to others that which would cause pain if done to you. And here's a great one. Native American. All things are connected. Whatever befalls the earth, befalls the children of the earth. That's a good one. Here's my favorite one. This is interesting. It comes from Judaism. What's hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor. This is the whole Torah. The rest is commentary. What a great way of putting it. That's the core of it. Learning that the fullness of truth lives in us. Not just as a concept, not just as a thought. It's a living thing within every one of us. And if you do to others what you want others to do to you, that's the center of it. Learning how to give from that place. Here's another one from Hasidic Judaism, which is a very mystical teaching. Other is yourself in disguise. That's a good one. I like that. And New Thought and Science of Mind is in the category of New Thought philosophy. What you do to another, you do to yourself, because there is only one. And this is the truth that we teach here when we talk about spiritual illumination. That's the light within each one of us. We know that there is one truth. If you want to call it God, call it love, call it spirit. It doesn't matter what the hell you call it. Right? We're the ones who think that those things matter. That's not what matters. There's one truth expressing through every form in the universe. And as a matter of fact, what we teach in the science of mind is that that truth, that we often use the word God for, its activity is it creates forms in which to experience itself. It creates forms just so it can experience itself in all these different ways. It's one thing. We are each an expression of that one thing. We are each a creation of that, whatever you want to call it. And we live our lives from that. I would say we live our lives from as much of that as we admit to ourselves is true. And the practice of this teaching is a practice of what you've heard me say it before, opening the door. It's there. It's calling. It's going, hey, I'm here. I'm here. Are you looking in this direction? That's all. This is what we teach. Look in that direction. And we teach ways of continually strengthening our ability to look in that direction and experience it, not just as an idea, as a living experience. And I know that anyone here who has practiced this teaching for any length of time, your consciousness starts opening up. And you start going, there's something real in there. There's something real. And you experience it more and more, the more that you practice. And so, when we ask the question of what is love, what is spiritual illumination, all these nice words that we hear when we go into a spiritual environment, it is, to me, that you are sacred. Each one of us walks around with this incredible truth living inside of us. And if we learn to share that with ourselves, first place you gotta learn is in yourself. To learn to trust that there's this light inside of us, inside of me. Do whatever spiritual practices. If you want to learn how to do this, we teach a way of it. Science of Mind is one I happen to really love this teaching. It has been a source of tremendous expansion in my consciousness. And so I love it. If you're looking for a spiritual teaching, come, see us. This is why we do this on Sunday morning, why we drag the tables out, why we, Rich comes with his wonderful guitar and his wonderful songs and all of this, because we know that this is true. We want more people to know it, because we also know that the split that we're seeing in the world, the belief in separation that we see in the world, if people started opening up to what the truth is that lives inside of them, once you start opening up to that, it's sort of like a plumbing problem. It's like you get a little leak and you don't take care of it, it gets bigger and it gets bigger, and then there's this gush. It lives inside of us, and if we let it out, it will show up. I can guarantee you that, and you can ask any of the people who have been practicing this for a long time. This is the truth. You don't have to come here to learn it. You can, if you're attracted to some other church or some other spiritual teaching, that's fine. But find where your door is and then open the door. Because it's there for you. It's there for all of us. And when we gather together, it's a power. It's an incredible power. We here today are the presence of love. We are the presence of peace. At this moment, we are that. And if more of us do this, we bring more of that presence of peace. And so, As far as our sacred covenant, which our agreement that we came out of that workshop that we did last March, it's very simple. We are that truth. That truth is life itself. It is love itself. And it's for each of us to discover what the meaning of that is for ourselves. And we welcome you to come and join us in that exploration, because that's what we do here. Every Sunday, Wednesday, when we do our peace meditation, we teach classes, we do that. That's what we do here. We do this exploration into the undiscovered territory that lives within our hearts. And we want you to be part of it. That's all. Those of you who are watching at home, those of you who are here, who are new to our environment, that's all we're doing here. Please come and join us. Thank you.
We know that in this holy exchange, all are enriched, the good continues to unfold. And so we are absolutely grateful for each and every one who supports our center. We would not be here if you didn't support it. So thank you. And for those of you out in virtual land, you can go to CSL Princeton .org and click on that donate button and contribute that way. And we thank everyone. We have a lot of contributors that use PayPal and things like that. So thank you very much. So I'm going to pass this basket. I'm sorry.
Abundance flows, a sacred stream, from mind divine to life's grand dream. No lack, no loss, just boundless grace, infinite wealth in time and space. I think I speak and so it grows. The law of good forever flows. My thoughts are seeds, my faith is strong. Consciousness sings my well-sweet song. I claim my good, I stand in light. Prosperity shines clear and bright. No fear, no doubt, just trust, just know. From source within all riches grow. Abundance flows, a sacred stream, from mind divine to life's grand dream. No luck, no loss, just boundless grace, infinite wealth, time and space. No luck, no loss, just boundless grace, infinite wealth in time and space.
Another saying, what goes around comes around. Thank you, everyone, for your presence here and for contributing. And if you don't do it today, you can always go to our website and do it there. So thank you very much. John, you want to?
Oh, yes, sure. Look at this, I get another chance to stand up here and look at these beautiful faces. And so what we do is a particular form of practice, call it a prayer, an affirmative prayer that we were taught by Chris Holmes, who was our founder. So this is the truth that I know for all who have participated today in this gathering, knowing that there is one light. In that light there is no darkness. Darkness doesn't exist. Only light exists, waiting for us to shine it into the darkness. And so if that light is present, I know that it is fully present. It is present in the hearts and minds of each person who has participated today in this service. And so I recognize that light. I fully accept that light. And I declare that each person is now experiencing the presence of that light. And it shines in every corner where there's any belief in darkness. And so each person is now seeing the world through this light, knowing the presence of the light. And so they walk out into their world, and their experience is they are the light. And they have now learned how to share this light with themselves, with the people around them, with the world at large. And I declare that the world is a place of light, a place of truth, a place of love, and that each one is now fully participating in that truth. And it shows up in every aspect of everyone's life. Each one is now knowing abundance. Abundance of finance, abundance of love, abundance of relationships. And I know that this is the truth. It calls to each one. And each one's heart is open to the call. And I'm truly grateful to know this truth. And I release it to what we call the law, which simply says yes. It knows exactly how to express this fully, and so I declare that it is now fully expressed. I release it, it is done, and so it is.
So it is.
Your name in the reused calendar over there, recycled advent calendar. Take a pen, and there's a piece of paper there, write your name, fold the paper in half, and put it in one of the boxes from number 17 through number 1. If there's already a piece of paper, is the camera still on? Hi, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.